Hey Joe fans, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to the Kamado Joe cooking channel. Today we're going to fire up the Kamado Joe Classic and do another cook on the JoeTisserie, and I'm going to teach you how to make a really quick, really easy, and super delicious JoeTisserie pork loin roast. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to start out here. I've got a pork loin that's about a little over 3 pounds, and I have trimmed most of the fat from the back side of that. I've left a little bit on it, and I've gone ahead and trussed this thing so we can help hold its shape. So what I'm going to do to start with is we're going to put this guy in a 1-gallon Ziploc bag, and I'm going to dump in 1 cup of Italian dressing. And what we're going to do is we're going to zip this bag up and get all the air out of it that we can. And we're going to roll that roast around and get it completely coated in that Italian dressing. And we're going to put this in the refrigerator, and we're going to you can let this marinate up to, I'd say, 24 hours. And if you're going to go for longer than 12 hours or so, I would recommend turning it over in the bag periodically while it's in the refrigerator to keep a good coating of that on there. So we're going to let this go overnight, and then we're going to be back for the next step. Okay, we're about ready to start cooking, so I'm going to fire up the Kamado Joe Classic here. I've got 1 Kamado Joe fire starter cube down here in the middle of my charcoal, so I'm going to light it up, and we're going to let this burn here with the lid open for about 10 minutes. Now that I've got our fire going, I'm going to close the lid here on the JoeTisserie, and we're going to set up to cook at about 350 degrees. In order to get the Kamado Joe Classic set up to cook at about 350 today, I'm going to close the bottom vent about halfway, and I'm going to close the slider on the top all the way, and I'm going to leave the daisy wheel part here fully open. And as the grill comes up to temperature, if I need to increase the temperature, I'll open the slider a little bit, or if I need to decrease it, I'll close the daisy wheel. But like I said, we're going to set in here at about 350. Alrighty, while our grill's coming up to temperature, we're going to make a little bit of a seasoning rub for this pork loin, and I'm going to start out today. I'm just going to use a blend of our Kamado Joe Peppered Sea salt and our Kamado Joe Smokey Paprika. So I'm going to use about a tablespoon of peppered sea salt and about 3 tablespoons of the Smokey Paprika. I'm just going to mix that together, and I'm going to get the pork loin out of the refrigerator here in just a moment, and we're going to rub it down with this. Okay, I've taken our pork loin roast out of the bag that we were marinating it in. I've gone ahead and put it on my spit rod and locked the forks into place. So we're just going to shake on our rub and get a good coat of this rub all the way around. And we're going to save a little bit of this rub back because we're going to hit it again while it's actually on the grill. So as soon as our grill warms up, I'll meet you there. Okay, we've got our grill warmed up to 350, so I'm going to raise the lid. We're going to put the spit rod on the JoeTisserie here, and I'm also going to add about 3 chunks of our Kamado Joe cherry smoking wood here so we can get some smoke on this guy. So we'll turn the rotisserie on. We'll let this guy start spinning, and we're going to cook until this guy's done. I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to take, but we're going to cook until we get an internal temperature in this meat of 145 degrees. Okay guys, we've been going right at about an hour here, and this guy is ready. I just took the temperature. We're at about 145 degrees all the way across there. So I'm going to take this guy off. We're going to take it inside and let it rest for a few minutes, and then we're going to cut into it and have a taste. Okay, we've let this guy rest for a little while. We're just going to slice into a piece of this right off the end here and have a look. I want you to just take a look at this. Man, that looks absolutely beautiful. It's perfectly cooked. Oh, look at those juices running. I'm going to cut a slice off of here, and we're going to have a taste. Okay guys, it's time for the taste. We're going to cut a piece off the edge here where I can get some of that crust from the outside. That has an amazing flavor. I really love the way the JoeTisserie gives you the ability to cook this on the rotation and get that nice caramelization and sear on the outside of the meat, and get the same sort of benefit you would get from a low and slow cook by cooking it, you know, at 3 to 350. Oh man, that has a beautiful flavor. The marinade we did with the Italian dressing's really strong here. It's really coming through nicely, and then it's getting followed by that saltiness and the sweetness of the paprika and the smoky paprika rub that we put on there. Man, that's a perfect cook. 145 degrees in the center. Let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes. Slice it up and serve it. Man, it's ready to go. I can't wait to eat this. This is going to be my dinner tonight. So join us on Facebook, facebook.com/Kamado Joe. Follow us on Twitter @Kamado Joe. And until next time, this is John Setzler with Kamado Joe Cooking Channel.